Hey guys, welcome to Marriage Recalibration. This is another opportunity to reflect
Restart.
and recalibrate
Calibrate
your marriage,
marriage.
guys, all month long.
Yeah, well, a
We've
whole
been
series.
dealing
Yeah.
with it. Yes.
Marriage
is a full-time
is
job.
a full-time job. It's not part-time.
Full-time job.
It's not seasonal. It is full-time.
We talked about how you got to invest in it.
You got to
You got to have a
invest.
mentor. My wife came up with a wonderful topic.
Talked about that
alignment
probationary
and
period.
and
Yeah.
everything like that. We talked about the learning curve.
Yes.
Now we're going to talk about something I think is very important, and that is you got to prioritize.
Yeah. Well, all of this we're going to be talking about now is commitment. Marriage is a commitment.
Yeah.
And so with that comes prioritizing and focusing and giving your partner some grace.
Right.
So, honey, what priority?
You got to make sure think about the whole topic when we says marriage is a full-time job. Most people give priority to their full-time job. They do things like they show up on time. They make sure they don't take an hour and a half lunch break when that lunch break is on an hour. They make sure they give it their best. They make sure that they look their best.
If they're supposed to
If it's
be-
a job you like.
Yeah, if you're supposed to be there Monday morning at 8, you're there Monday morning at 8.
Right. You're not
You're
there.
like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it Monday. When you
Right.
you're there Tuesday. You're there. It is a priority. Why? Because you don't want to lose your
Particularly
job.
if you're working your dream job and it
Oh,
pays
yeah.
good, this is your dream job, this is your opportunity, you think about it.
Yeah.
You married the person of your dreams.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
I
the
love
person that you've been believing for.
Yes.
So now you got to make sure that you give some full support and priority to it.
To your marriage. And so, what does that look like?
Number one, your spouse has to be number one.
All right. Number one. Give me some.
Right.
Number one.
Personal
All right.
story, y'all heard, many of you who've been to our seminars, you heard me tell our personal testimony of how my wife on the outside years and years ago, on the outside our marriage looked so perfect, looked so good. We had the perfect church,
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
pastoring.
Yeah.
My wife was the big time professor, I was the big time coach, and we had beautiful children. Everybody looked at us and they was like, man, wow, they have the perfect marriage.
Then
But
when
on
you
the
go home,
inside,
You want to choke.
on the inside, we were dying. And I tell a story about how when I came home, the house was empty.
Stop it.
It was empty.
It was not empty. Stop.
She left me.
Stop. It was. I
She
did not
left. She walked
leave.
out.
I went on a mini vacation.
She walked out.
I just didn't tell them where I was going, and I only took me and the kids.
No furniture.
Stop it. It was fun. Stop it. It was fun.
I came home.
Me and my son, and we have a lot of money, and so them couple of dollars I can get my hand on. We just went on a little vacation. Little
And
vacation.
she was gone.
I was coming back. I only went for one night.
Right. But yeah, you did. It was only one night.
But you know
It was
what?
only one night.
It helped somebody understand priority.
That was the most scariest time in our marriage. To come home and my wife is gone.
Yeah.
That scared me. But I tell you that story. How did we get to that point?
Because
we
our
got to
marriage
that
wasn't
point.
a priority.
We didn't put it as a priority.
Yeah.
It was not number one.
Success and careers and
The
ministry.
church,
All
our
that other
careers,
stuff
everything
was
else
taking priority.
was
Can
number
I say
one.
something real quick? And I thought about that because sometimes we think, well, I want to be successful in my career and I want to be, work in the ministry. We're not saying that other things aren't important. And we're not saying that you can't succeed in those areas. But everything has a place. And you have to put the number one thing the number one. And if you put things in their place, everything else will fall in line.
Right.
And so church was still important. Careers were still important. God has blessed us to go even further in our careers. Well, we had to get our home together.
Right.
We had to get our marriage together.
Right.
Because sometimes we spend so much time building everything and everybody else, but your home life is crumbling.
Right.
And you wonder why people look up and you say, wow, I can't believe that couple called it quits.
I remember one time my wife said this one time, and she said, honey, we need all of you. And so many times our spouse get the residue.
Get the
of us.
leftovers.
They get the leftovers, and we give so much to everything else. So let's think about that now. We're talking about marriage as a full-time job. We're talking about commitment to this thing called marriage, and we're talking about priority. Think about this. Your job is priority. So decisions that you make, things that you do, where you live, how you spend, is based on your job. You make decisions based on your job. When you make your marriage a priority, you need to make decisions based around your home.
Exactly.
You don't need to be making silo decisions and isolated decisions.
And then you
don't
trying
need
to
be-
figure out that no.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. That is an excellent example. When people make decisions of when they're going on vacation or if they're available to help a friend or help, they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, let me check my work schedule. Oh, I gotta be at work at that." They got because their job is a priority because they don't want to lose it.
Right.
Your marriage needs to be priority because you don't want to lose
You
your
don't
marriage.
want to lose it.
You don't want to lose your home. You don't want to lose your kids. It has to be a priority.
Guys, make your spouse a priority. Make them number one. Fix your decision making, everything you do around them.
Talk
guys.
about it. Y'all talk. Communication is so important. You got to talk it out.
That's it.
All right?
Guys, don't allow the pressure of life to cause you to retreat and quit. All you got to do, sit back, relax, and
Recalibrate.
see you next week.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day,